Hiya, this is Maya, taking a quick break from Elves and Daedra to talk about one of the greatest gaming series ever. Doom, The Dark Ages, gave us a lot to think about in its first teaser. The shield, the flail, the skull gun, a railgun of some kind, parry mechanics, airborne combat. But here at Ninja Pulse, we were particularly excited to see this guy. In this shot, the first thing everyone notices is the flail. The demon just looks like a cool but fairly typical elite enemy. We didn't see it at first either. But look at the horns, the shoulders, especially the central horn on his forehead and the bone structure around his jaw and cheekbones. Looks like we got ourselves a Doom Hunter. And if so, I guess it's before they became extinct. Raise your shotgun if you spotted him too. Some of the other demons do share some of the physical features, and sure, there are some slight differences between this guy and the Doom Hunter, but all the familiar demons in the trailer have had a visual refresh. If this isn't a Doom Hunter, I'd be surprised and disappointed. Why? It fits with a bunch of things it have said and shown about the Dark Ages, which suggests this prequel game is something they wanted to pursue all the way back when they were making Doom 2016.
We wanted to make this game for many years. That first, in the Slayer's Testament, in the first stage, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, you're gonna play that game.
Essentially, it ties the old games to the new ones, where Doom Guy escapes from hell after the events of Doom 2 and ends up in another time, another dimension, on Argent Denoa. He then joins their military and becomes a legend in the war between Argenta and Hell. This is how he goes from Doom Guy to Doom Slayer. And this is the epic backstory that id have been painstakingly setting up over the last 2 games. And now, we get to play it. So, who's this horny guy and why do we care? The Doom Hunter is part of this whole thing. He's an elite enemy in Doom Eternal, never seen before and created specifically for that game. From a game design standpoint, he exists to make the player go, "Oh shit!" whenever he shows up in the throng of demons you're fighting. He's very dangerous and you must turn your attention to him. By the end of the game, he's not that scary, but the first time we meet him, it's intense. His arrival is foreshadowed through an entire level of set pieces and ominous dialogue, setting him up as our absolute nemesis. We even see him being assembled for combat as we move through the base. Threat level intensifies. The devs did everything to hype him up and crank up the tension so when he finally appears, it's a big moment. Like the first time we properly see the Predator.
Ugly motherfucker.
We're not given a ton of info about these fellas. They're referred to as the Great Agadon Hunters from the Telos realm, specifically created to hunt the Slayer during the Unholy Crusades. Long extinct, frozen and mummified, then dug up and brought back to life in some kind of demonic RoboCop situation. Except this guy won't give you 20 seconds to comply. The exact events are unclear, but the Doom Hunter base level where you first meet him takes place in the Arctic, on top of the ancient and ruined Golgothan settlement. Built by the Argenta during their interplanetary expansion, you can actually see the ruins when you're navigating the outside of the base. The frozen carcasses of these Agadon hunters were found only in the Arctic tundra surrounding the base. And when hell invades Earth, spoiler, that's what Doom Eternal is about. The evil, super villainous hell priests build their new base on top of these ruins, resurrect the hunters with a combination of tech and occult rituals, and cram every orifice with enough cyberware to make the Maelstrom gang wince. Not much is left of the original dude, only his head, right arm, and part of the upper torso. On the other hand, though, he does have an Evil Dead style chainsaw arm.
Groovy.
A heavy cannon with a skull on the barrel, so you know it's badass. And a hovering sled equipped with machine guns and rocket launchers. The first encounter with this guy is infamous. And when you finally figure out how to deal with him and split his head open like a log of firewood, 2 more of them show up, and you have to keep going, even if you're out of health and ammo. What a game. Like I said, this could be completely wrong, but we're not the only ones who've made this connection, and it's fun to speculate. The Doom Hunter is an iconic foe. He's also one of the only demons which actually speaks to you when he's first activated and while you're fighting him. He may not have the cult status of the Pinky or the Cacodemon, but he's illustrative of this new generation of Doom games, and id did a great job of giving him some real personality and charisma, and a deep connection to the Slayer's past. Now, according to the in-game codex, carbon testing says these hunters were indigenous to Earth about 80 million years ago, which puts them somewhere in the late Cretaceous period, almost contemporary with that other classic monster, the T-Rex. Tell me you don't want to see that grudge match. So, that would suggest the upcoming game is set during Earth's prehistory. Imagine if we get to visit Earth and fight the dinosaurs? That's a joke, but honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point. Who knows? Maybe they messed with the Doomslayer and that's why they're extinct. The point is, if you're interested in the Doom series, the reappearance of the Doom Hunter in this trailer looks like a statement of intent. It's almost as if the devs had some idea of where the series might go next when they designed this guy and his backstory. Whatever the case, it's a very cool tease which doesn't tell us a huge amount about what to expect from the Dark Ages, but suggests a great deal. In many ways, it's what we already expect from Hugo Martin and the team at id Software, to continue reinventing that super fast combat loop playstyle, keep finding ways to cram character and real story into a pure shooter experience, even if it is bonkers bananas, and keep peeling back the layers of this crazy and entertaining universe they're building. I can't wait.